बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। या मौलाए मेहरबान, या मौलाए मेहरबान, इस सितारे की तस्बीहात की बरकत से, या मौला इन पाक मोमिनों की दुआओं की बरकत से, या मौला इनकी पाक नीयत की बरकत से हम गरीबों पर अपनी रहमत, अपनी मर्सी एंड शफकत, दुआ, आशीष व खाना व दान नाजिल फरमा मौला। या मौलाए मेहरबान, हम दुआ करते हैं तेरी तौफीक, ताहीद, हिम्मत व यारी के लिए मौला, क्योंकि हम गरीब कमज़ोर तेरे बंदे कोई इल्मी काम, कोई तस्बीहात, कोई ज़िक्र, कोई फ़िक्र तेरे नाम के बगैर, तेरी मदद के बगैर हरगिज़ हरगिज़ नहीं कर सकते। या मौलाए मेहरबान, तौफीक, ताहीद, हिम्मत व यारी। We will start in the name of Noor Maulana Shah Karim Al-Saini, Hazir Imam. Hazir Imam. With your beautiful name, we will start this ilmi session. And today, since this is the week of Satara, the request was, how do we better understand Satara? Not that we do not understand, as this Kriya practice in our tariqah, we have this for a long while. So what we will do, first the word Satara. Doing an intention for 7 days. 7 दिन की नियत, 7 दिन कुछ करना, 7 दिन का सदका। This is one of the beautiful tradition that whenever Mu'mineen of the past, they would come to Dais, Peers, Hujjatan and Imams and request that, Ya Mullah, O our Peer, our teacher, we are in such and such taklif, mushkil, hard circumstances, hard times. Someone is sick in our family, in our Jamat. Please pray for us. And they will guide the Jamat by saying, why don't you keep a niyat of 7 days? And you pray, and I will pray for you. What would they say? You pray, and I will pray for you. If you look up an ayat in Surah Muhammad, Surah 47, ayat number 7, you will see, and it reads, O believer, you help me so I can help you. तुम मेरी मदद करो, मैं तुम्हारी मदद करूंगा. The same concept, the same line of belief and understanding. When we went to the peers or the imams of the time, they will say, you do the tasbiyat, you do the niyat, gather your Jamat, gather your family, gather your group, and you pray. You do the niyat and you do the tasbiyat, and I will pray for you. Peers would say and Imam would say to the Jamaat. Another example, when we tell our young children, if you help me do this, I will help you do that. Not their parents need any help from the children. Not the peer or the imam needs any help from the Jamaat. Not that Allah need help from the believers. But it is the action and reaction. Action and reaction. You do your part and I will do my part. Satara, the niyat of the 7 days to do something. First, we talked about Mushkil Asan Satara. Nowadays, we also call it Evening Satara. But actually, it is a Mushkil Asan Satara. Now, Satara, and I'm talking about Mushkil Asan Satara, are also of two kinds. One, collective Satara for the Jamaat. Like this one we are observing this week. A collective Satara for the Mushkil Asan for the Jamaat. Then whatever mushkil there is, someone can say, but I did not call this Satara. I was not in any trouble today. There was no hardship on me today. Then you are still as a part of the Jamaat. You come as one heart, one dil, and pray for the Mushkil Asan of the Jamaat. May it be a local Jamaat or may it be citywide, countrywide. Meaning, sometimes there is something going on in a particular city and we have a Satara. Some kind of Mushkil upon a local area and we have a Mushkil Asan. Sometimes it is a countrywide. Some kind of war, some kind of other mushkil, whatever that may be. And then sometimes this mushkil asan is asking for something wider for the Jamaat. As a Jamaat meaning international body of Jamaat. For the entire Ismaili Jamaat in the world. As in our past, when there were enemies of the tariqah, enemies of the imams, enemies of the mu'mineen, then this enemy were not local and they were not bound by the boundaries of the countries. So danger was for anyone and everyone who was associated with the Jamaat and the Imam. So Satara for all Ismailis. And then we move toward the humanity. like today's time, kind of pandemic, we are not only asking for the Mushkil Asan, for the Smiley Jamaat, but for the entire humanity, for the entire world, for all our extended brother and sister and families around the world. And then there is another satara which is requested by the family due to the sickness in the family, due to other mushkils, calamity in the family, and an individual come to Mukhi Sahib and say, I have such and such family, especially sickness or someone on the deathbed. Mukhi Sahib accepts the request and the wish of the family and do a 7-day satara for the mushkil asan of that one brother and sister who is sick or on a deathbed. Before someone asks me, is there any difference between one satara to the other? No. Because in our tariqah, all in one and one in all. We are as the one Jamaat. When one person have a hardship, taklif, or whatever sickness, then as the Jamaat, we are all in one, one in all. We pray. So having satara for individual or having satara for the local Jamaat or for the international Jamaat or even for the humanity, the niyat, intention is to have a mushkil asan. And there is a lot of power when entire Jamaat gets together and asks for one thing, mushkil asan, mushkil asan, mushkil asan. And look at how beautiful our way of asking for mushkil asan is. We just do not just go out and ask for mushkil asan. What do? First we ask for the forgiveness of our sin. We say, Mola Bapa, Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa Ato Bolei. Ya Mere Allah, Ya Mere Rab, I seek your forgiveness. I seek for your forgiveness. And I raju back to you. Raju, refer back to you. I call back to you. I call upon you because you are my Rabb. Please forgive my sin, my shortcomings. I seek your forgiveness and please let me refer to you because you are the one who can do this for me. You can resolve or ease. And I'm using two different words. Resolve or ease our mushkil in which we are in today. And Mola does exactly the same thing. Either he resolves it or either it makes it easier. And if you look at the Quran again, in Surah Baqarah 155 and 156, where Allah said, I will test you. And then if you do sabr व शुक्र, then I have a great reward for you. In this kind of mushkil, if we do sabr, patience, shukr, be thankful, then Allah says, I have a great reward for you. A great reward for you. So what do we do after that? We do salawat and we do shukr tasbih. Shukranillah walhamdulillah. Because that is the essential part of asking for forgiveness and asking for easing our mushkil by giving the shukr. By giving the shukr. Because in His mercy, even when we are in taklif, there is a rahmat, there is a mercy, there is a wisdom hidden in all of these calamities. सिंपल जबान में मुश्किल भी हमारे फायदे के लिए ही है. मुश्किल में हम इमाम को ज्यादा याद करते हैं, ज्यादा फायदा होता है. मुश्किल में हम इमाम की तरफ रजू करते हैं, ज्यादा फायदा होता है. मुश्किल में हम हम्बल हो जाते हैं, ज्यादा फायदा होता है. मुश्किल में हम तस्बीह और गिरियाजारी करते हैं, ज्यादा फायदा होता है. There is a lot of wisdom in our mushkil. Whatever situation we are in happiness, in sadness, at the time of birth or the time of death, regardless of the situation, what does Imam do? Imam is looking after us. His rahmat is upon us. His mercy is upon us. His pleasure and His eye, the Noor-e-Nazar, is upon us. We are so fortunate to have a living and present Imam who is always and always and always looking after us. One time, a man noticed that each time he would walk on the beach alone, there would be a footstep next to him, invisible footstep next to him. And he will feel so content that Allah is always walking with him and He's always looking after him. Like we just said, the Mawla is always with us. If we feel it in our heart, then Mawla is always and always with us. Whenever we remember Him, He remembers us. When we call upon Him, He responds back to us. And Mawla says, if you pray to me, I hear you. I hear your prayers. Then this man, something happened and he was sad. He was sad. He was in some kind of mushkil, taklif. So he goes for a walk thinking, then when he will see those footsteps next to him, he will ask Allah to help him. But what does he notice this day? there are only one footstep. There is only one footstep. The other footstep was not there today. He looks up and says, Ya Allah, you were with me every single day. Today I need you. I need your help. How come you are not with me today? And today Allah spoke to him and said, every day I was with you, walking next to you. But today, because you are in help, in need, in sadness, I have picked you up. And the footstep that you are looking at, these footsteps are not yours, but mine. Because I have picked you up. मैंने तुमको अपनी गोद में उठा लिया है. Because my son, when you need help, I am there. I will pick you up. Satara are just like that. If our niyat is pure, if our actions are pure, if our tasbiyat, zikr and giryawzari is pure, then you will find the Imam, he will lift you up. He will lift you up and make your mushkil asan. Now, let's talk about Baitul Khiyal Satara. And what is Baitul Khiyal Satara? The reason for Baitul Khiyal Satara, sometime, for whatever reason, we forget. What do we forget? The reason behind Baitul Khiyal Satara. And why would I say that? Because we will see there will be like 25-50 people in Baitul Khiyal Ibadat every day. And then Satara will come. There will be 300, 400, 500 people at 3 o'clock in Jamat Khana. By 4 o'clock, Jamat Khana is empty. Everybody has gone home. Baitul Khiyal Satara niyat, intention was to give us the tawfiq, ta'id, himmat and yari to do ibadat, to do Baitul Khiyal, to give us the courage and strength to fulfill our ibadat and bandagi and isme azam. That was the niyat and purpose. But what do we see? People have no idea. They just rush to Jamaat Khana 3 o'clock in the morning, do their tasbih, 4 o'clock, Jamaat Khana is empty, everybody's gone home and sleep. Completely not understanding the purpose behind the satara, the action, the tasbiyat, the dua, the intention. Baitul Khiyal Satara is to give us that strength, number one, to do the bandagi. Second, give us the courage to sit with patience in the bandagi. Third, to give mushkil asan whenever we feel then I am not able to do my bandagi, I'm not able to concentrate, I'm not able to focus. It's supposed to support you, supposed to encourage you, supposed to give you the patience. That was the purpose of Betul Khayal Satara. Inshallah, soon we all be back to Jamat Khanas, and in 3 months or so we will have Betul Khayal Satara. Remember what we just talked about. If this is not to sit and have the courage and strength to sit in ibadat, then what is the gain? What is the purpose of this running to Jamaat Khana and doing the tasbiyat? I am not saying that you will not have anything. Yes, you took effort to go to Jamaat Khana and do some tasbiyat. But that was not the purpose, my brothers and sisters, my elders, my respected elders. This was not the purpose. We must understand the batin, the deeper understanding of the purpose of each and every practice of our Jamaat Khana, our rites and rituals. And Satara plays a huge positive role in our ibadat because it gives us that strength, that help from the Imam to sit and do our bandagi. And remember all the prayers of the Jamaat collectively. Thousands of people doing tasbiyat just before the ibadat. It creates a power, a nurani environment, a spiritual environment. And if you sit in that environment, which is full of nur and zikr and tasbiyat, your ibadat, inshallah, will be much better, much greater, and much more successful. Do not forget the power of collective ibadat. Collective ibadat. That's why Imam emphasized that we all come to Jamaat Khana on regular basis to do collective ibadat, collective tasbiyat, collective dua. Because as one, we can do lot good for ourselves, our soul, and for the Jamaat. There's a lot of power in it. So we understand this 2 evening sadaras of Mushkil Asan, individual and collective. We understand the satara of Betul Khayal and the reason and logic behind the satara, the purpose behind the satara, and how we start with the satara of niyat, intention, because that is very important part. That we understand what is the satara for and what is the intention behind it. Amal ka daro madar niyat par hai. The practice and action depends on your intention. Remember that too. So I will stop here. I promise Altaf that we will keep this session short, because last time we did not have enough time for question and answers. Maybe there was some question left over, and today we may have some question, but even then we will not go over 30 minutes of the Q&A session. Thank you, everybody. Ya Ali Madad.
Very good talk. Let me open it up for questions. 1 second. Anybody has any questions, if you want to unmute yourself one at a time, you should be able to. There you go. So Ahmad, do you want to ask a question?
Ya Ali Madad Aziz.
Ya Ali Madad.
I have heard from a Bais. He said that if you come to Jamat Khana in the morning and if you drink your Abe Shafa, then you will be accepted from the divine test. Is that something you can talk about?
Ji. Remember, when someone is giving a lecture, ALWAAZ, and he's looking at the Jamat, and Jamat are at the different level. The Jamat that's sitting there are at the different level. I can give a couple of examples. In one of the Imam Aka Sultan Muhammad Shah, may our soul be sacrificed to their Imam, says, you can drink Niyaz, Abe Shafa, gallon upon gallons, and then Imam uses this word. What is the use? If Abe Shafa drinking was sufficient enough for all of the Ismailis, the follower of the Imam, then we would not need any other rites and rituals, ibadat, Isme Azam, because Abe Shafa would be sufficient enough. We will be free from questioning. So what probably he was saying, and I can only assume, that along with your good deeds, along with your rites and rituals, along with your ibadat, along with your Isme Azam, along with Farman Bardari, along with your Khidmat, and then if on top of that you have Niyaz, Abe Shafa, it will purify you because you have fulfilled all your conditions. It will purify you, and if it purify you, then there is no sin and you have nothing to worry about and nothing to answer. That would be my understanding if I was sitting there listening to this voice. Ji.
Thank you. Any other questions? Does anyone want to unmute?
Ya Ali Madad.
I have a lot of questions. Is it okay if I ask them?
Let's start with the first one and let's see how long it takes.
Okay. So first of all, I remember you talking about the different types of the soul. Is Satara related to that? And then also, why is Satara held for 7 days? Does that have to do with the 7 valleys of the conference of the birds? And then why does Satara start on Saturday? Why does it not start on like another day? Why does it start on that day? Why can't it start on any other day?
All right. So there is a lot of question within one question. The Son and Satara. Like I said earlier, there are a lot of components to the perfect practice of the tariqah, like dua, the son, majalis, good deeds, khidmat, seva, a lot of different pieces of the one great puzzle. The practice requires multiple actions and multiple parts of the good deeds to support our soul. Satara is way to help us fulfill those other rites and rituals. For example, Baitul Khyal Ibadat. Because when we are in mushkil, in taklif, it is hard to focus. Sometimes Satara helps us focus on the greater purpose of our soul. Because most mushkil asan, and I wanted to emphasize, I'm just saying most mushkil asan is the worldly mushkil asan. Somebody is sick. There is some problem in the community or in the country or in the world. Most mushkils are worldly. And because of those mushkil, our focus is removed from what is necessary and important, which is our soul. Satara helps us stay focused and help us back into the life by easing our circumstances that we are in, whatever that may be, the hardship that we are in. The son is another part, Satara is another part. Second, why do we start on Saturday? Would it make any difference if we would start that on Friday or Sunday?
No.
If our answer is no, meaning Mukhi Sahib decides, and now international wide, our LIF have decided that starting on Saturday make more sense than any other days. And let me tell you how and why. First, we are done with our week of work. Most people have Saturday and Sunday off. We can start the people on a right path, and with the majority of Jamat is able and are available to come to Jamat Khana. That's the first reason. Second, when it ends on Friday, and which is the day of the most attendance anyway, that is the beauty of starting on Saturday. Whoever came up with this schedule, he was genius. Because there was a perfect way to have more and more attendance, collective Jamaat, so we can benefit more. G. Thank you for asking good questions.
And then one more is, why is it 7 days?
G. 7 days, again, there are multiple reasons. There's nothing to do with births of, what did you say? The conference of the birth. Yeah, because that is a story that we read and teach and learn in our REC. Remember, this is a story, an example. There are so many different reasons, could be different reasons. For example, the world was created in 7 days.
Yeah.
Do something for a week, which is 7 days again. But remember, in our tariqah, we do a lot of things for 7 days. We do a lot of things for 40 days. And whatever that number is, we wanted to do for a quantity of a number which collectively we can observe, easy, and follow. So 7 days makes perfect sense because it completes a week that Allah has perfectly have given to us, because Allah could have given us 8 days a week. I think that would be a great, if we would have 1 extra day, what can we do in our life if we had 1 extra day in a week? But Allah gave us 7 days. a perfect week. And those 7 days represents actually 7 great natiks of the time. G.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adit. Anyone else have a question? Please unmute yourself if you have a question.
I have a question. Very nice.
Sorry, Lanti, do you want to ask your question too?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. This has been bothering me a bit. When we go to Khana, we do tobo, yeah? But obviously, because we don't do any chanta or anything at the moment, how are your sins forgiven?
Okay. Thank you for asking an easy question. When you all of a sudden came online, I thought you were going to be asking some hard question today. But thank you for having mercy on me and asking an easy question. Remember, Imam is present everywhere. Number 1. Number 2, it is the niyat which counts. We should be asking for his forgiveness throughout the day. Throughout the day. Do not wait for Jamat Khana time. Do not wait for Chandrat and Chanta. Imam is present everywhere with you always. Ask for his forgiveness. Chanta is a symbolic matter. Matter of fact, next Saturday, 4 o'clock our Dallas time, 10 o'clock your time, we will have a session on Chanta and Chandrat. So please join, and if not, ask for the recording. Altaf can provide that to you. Chanta is a symbolic thing that we have in our tariqah, a part of our rites and ritual. The niyat, the intention behind that was to ask for forgiveness. And for that, we do not have to wait for evening Jamat Khana, morning Jamat Khana, Chandrat, Chanta. We don't have to wait for anything. Your Mola is with you. Ask him now. Do not wait for next hour, because we don't know where we're going to be next hour, next day, or tomorrow. Thank you for asking. Again, a beautiful question. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Altaf, can I say something?
Yeah, no problem.
Aziz Bhai Ali.
May I ask one, please?
Yes, go on, Jamat.
Ji.
Okay. Yali Medat. What I wanted to ask was, I understand the concept of Sataro Bakshamri, but not really into depth. I understand the Sataro or Betul Kyal and the evening Sataro, but the Sataro of Bakshamri, when the family are asking for a little bit more help, I know that they do that, but what is the significance, I guess? I'm not putting it correctly.
Ji. So let me take you back into the journey in the history. Those members of the Jamaat who are older than 50, 60-year-old would remember, back in the days, during our standing up tasbih, may it be the between two dua or may it be at the end of the dua, people used to walk during the standing up tasbih. They will walk to the part and put ana, a paisa, a rupiah, a shilling for Satara Bakshwani Kriya and the Tasbih Bakshani Kriya. Those of you who are a little bit older like me will remember.
Okay.
The niyat or the purpose behind this action is that I wanted to have a niyat for unknown unknown, mushkil, hardship that is coming toward me. So what do you want to do? You want to put a shield behind you and the mushkil asan which is coming. Because there is one thing for sure, that no one is safe. There is always small or large hardship on everybody. May it be of sickness, of the business, of the children or the parents or the family, or pandemic like we have today. Mushkil Asan Tasbih and Mushkil Satara Bakshwani asking is for the future unknown mushkil for the Jamaat or personally. You are telling Mullah Baba, I don't know, I don't have the knowledge of the gaib, of the hidden, but I know I'm not immune to this kind of hardship. So Mullah, please, in advance, protect me from this kind of mushkil asan. I believe this is a beautiful, beautiful kriya. Beautiful, beautiful.
I was under the impression that we have to ask Mukhi side or Kamariya side that I want to have Satara Bakshamri because the family is going through a little bit of hardship.
Yes.
Illness or, whatever the reason.
Yes. Today we do that. That's why I had to take you back into history. In history, you would just walk to the part during the standing up tasbih. And you could do this on your own. That was the history I was telling you.
Okay.
Yet we don't do that today, right? As a discipline, we stay quietly in our own place in Jamat Khana. We don't move around in tasbih. But I don't know how many people will remember this part what I'm sharing with you. I remember this when I was a young man. There would be like 20, 30, 40, 100 people, they will, during the tasbih, men and women on both sides, they will quietly walk to the part and just put the money on the part quietly without saying a word between them and the imam. And this would be the niyat to protect us from the calamities or the hardship which we cannot even see coming to us. Ji.
Okay.
Ji.
Is that the same as Sataro Stapan?
I'm sorry, Altaf, what was the question?
So someone's asked about the Sataro Stapan Variji. When you say you want to do the Sataro, and then they do the Sataro Stapan Variji tasbih, right?
Yeah, this is just to close something. We have Niyaz Istapan ki dua, Sitar Istapan ki dua. This is all part of the different duas to start something or close something, right? We start with the good niyat and we close with the prayers. It's just an additional prayer that we have at the end of the Satara, end of the Niyaz, things like that. Ji.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you again, everybody. Yali Madad.
So today looks like not many questions, Aziz sir.
Shukr Alhamdulillah. Thank you everybody for this, giving this Garib and Nachis opportunity to come and speak to all of you. I love you dearly and I pray in the Huzur Punun of Imam Zaman that along with you, Imam also bless this Garib and Nachis in all endeavor, all the ilm, all the practices, all the niyat, all the tasbiyat, all the ibadat, and whatever well wish we have. May Mullah have his nur-e-nazar on all of us, all of us, all of us. Thank you everybody. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, thank you.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad.
Ulali Madad.
Ameen.
I'll